The newest hero of number one Sentai Gozyuger is shaking things up in a crazy way, so let's talk about it. Hello everyone, it's thomasjujube, and GozyuPolar has finally not debuted. He's almost here. We're just a few days away, hopefully, by the time this video is going up. We have had a look at him for a couple weeks now. We've just got the official look at his actor and his relevance in the story, and I am so excited. So I just wanted to sit down and talk about it a little bit, because my last Gozyuger theory video was pretty cool, and I wanted to do something like that again, but a little different because now we're talking about the Sixth Ranger and some of the things on the way with that. So obviously be warned, I'm going to be talking spoilers for everything up to episode 15 in Gozyuger, speculating on 16, and any possible future spoiler speculations that I'm going to be talking about right now. So we 100% know that our Sixth Ranger is GozyuPolar, based on a polar bear, White Ranger. The character is Kumate Mashiro, mysterious character. We don't really know a whole lot about him, but we see in the trailer for episode 16 that Sword knows him. He said, like, I think he says something like, "You're still alive," and he calls himself the original savior or the true savior. I don't know why I said it like that. So it seems like, and there's some magazine scans that talk about this as well. The big thing with Mashiro is going to be that he was at the original #1 battle that we see in episode 0 and episode 1, and he's probably the one who was piloting Sword, since they introduced in this latest episode that the Tegas can have a destined pilot. It seems like he was the, possibly, maybe not seems like, but the guess is that he was the original pilot of Sword. He was at that battle, and for whatever reason he died or disappeared or something like that. Now he's back as the Sixth Ranger, so he's like the first Gozyuger, and now he's reclaiming his place as a Gozyuger using the Tega Knuckle, aka Gudaburn, which we just got in episode 15, who is the Prince of Darkness, the child of Tega Jun and Tega Sword, which is quite a big reveal. We knew he was the child of Tega Jun like a couple days ago, but I didn't know it was going to be their child together. The big thing that I'm super interested in that I wasn't expecting is that Tega Jun won. Her goal that we introduced of finding a groom and getting married, rewriting the world, she accomplished that in episode 15. So I don't know where her goals and where Brydon's goals go from here, because they already won and created the Tega Knuckle. This is so unique for a Sixth Ranger idea. I don't know how Mashiro ties into creating this contract with Tega Knuckle. He's the only Ranger seemingly right now because of the world reset, which I think is a cool angle to take the Sixth Ranger. It ties into him being the original Gozyuger as well. They made a really cool poster to highlight this fact, whatever you want to call it, where now GozyuPolar is the one doing the thing in the middle, and Hueru's off in the back, which is funny because Red is the only warrior Gozyuger we see in the episode 16 trailer. So there's a lot of crazy things they could be doing with this, especially now we've introduced world resets like Geats. That's another thing that's a little funny. The suit actor here was the suit actor for Geats, so essentially what we're doing here is a world reset with a new white super cool badass warrior main character, with this guy as the suit actor in a Battle Royale themed show. Speaking of Battle Royale, so the Battle Royale obviously up to this point has been to get the rings, which I guess is where they could keep going from here. We haven't gotten all the rings, and it seems like they've reset all the rings, because we are getting Gokaiger, Boom Boonger, Zyuranger, and Hurricaneger rings that are all this new blue version. They're called Polar Rings. So I've been speculating for a while, because we've heard for a while that we were getting blue colored Sentai rings, and I was trying to figure out why would they make new blue Sentai rings in the context of the show. Obviously, you know, they're making them for toys, to sell toys, but I was trying to figure out in the context of the show, because Garyudo uses the normal gold rings. So I was trying to figure out why does this guy get special blue rings? Do they do something different with his knuckle? But they have reds on them, so is he still turning into reds? If he's just doing the same thing, why does he get special blue rings? now it seems like the blue rings in the context of the story are because everything's been reset and now he's the main character. So now everything is, all the powers have switched to be in line with his abilities. So now, like, I guess in the world of, I'm guessing, in the world of Gozyuger, now the blue rings are the defaults. So, another thing too is, like, are we going, if we keep getting Universe Warriors, which we probably will because we still need that Shinkenger Universe Warrior, are they going to be using Tega Swords with blue rings? The silver Tega Swords? Or are we going to get, like, a special silver Gozyuger Tega Knuckle, and they stick the blue rings in there? That would be pretty fun. I would love to see that. The other thing about it being a reset is that those 4 ring sets, or 4 rings that I mentioned, are all in the possession of Garyudo. So, the fact he's getting the blue versions of them, does that mean, like, I mean, either he just beats the shit out of Kuon and gets his rings, or they're all redistributed. Like, now they're redoing the #1 battle from 0, I guess, and now they're trying to get a hold of all the rings again, which would be a pretty cool angle to take things. Because now we could get, like, Universe Warriors of characters rings we've already gotten. Like, they've already had the Boom Boonja ring and the Hurricane ring, but now we could get Universe Warriors of those guys because they're possibly out there in the field again. And this on the poster, we get a whole new set of 4 rings. We get Loop Hat, Maji Ranger, and Shinkenger. So, actually, the Shinkenger one's not much of a surprise because we've known that Shinken Red is going to be an upcoming Universe Warrior because of the Memorial Shinkenger stuff. They just announced the Shinkeno Universe Robo. So we've known Universe Warrior Shinkenger is on the way, and it seems like, I mean, this is pretty solid confirmation of that happening. And I'm curious if he's going to use, like, the knuckle or the sword. Like, it'd be funny if the swordsman Sentai guy ends up using the knuckle. So we've got, like, 8 polar rings that we know are going to be existing, and they'll make probably all 50 Sentai again with the blue rims, but at least 8 are, like, going to be in the show in some capacity. So I don't know, I'm just curious, like, I'd also really like, because the Gozyugers, aside from Hoeru, are reset. It'd be really cool if they became Universe Warriors with the polar rings for, like, an episode or 2, and then reestablish themselves as Gozyugers. Especially since there's 4 rings on this poster. I know they had 4 rings on the first poster as well, but I don't know, that's kind of a little... There's an angle there that we could do since everything's been reset. Like, this is such an insane, like, new edition direction to take this show. Like, not just, like, you know, Sixth Ranger introductions are always a big, crazy shakeup. But, like, this feels like on an unprecedented level, because it's not just introducing a new character, or, like, in King Gozer, like, reframing some aspects of the show since he was the narrator. This is, like, I mean, it's almost a whole new show, and that's kind of what they're marketing the next episode as. Like, he's the new warrior, the true savior. One other last thing that I'm, like, kind of interested in, that's not, like, a huge deal, but I think it's something just to point out about Polar, is, so obviously, Tega Knuckle Gozyuger has a voice actor, because it's another Knuckle, or another Tega weapon thing. But we also know from the scans, and you can kind of see in, like, some of the pictures they've been showing off from the next episode, that Mashiro has a partner character called the Bear Kuma, which can be translated to Bear. But we got Spider like a few years ago, so, you know, not a big deal. So that's, like, a personal weapon he can use, but it's also a character. And some of the descriptions said he's, like, a debt collector, or, like, a demon that's partnered with Mashiro. So I'm curious to see how this all ties in together. Like, because apparently the voice actor for Tega Knuckle is the voice actor for the Bear Kuma. So it's a guy playing the voice of 2 devices. I'm curious, like, what is happening there. Like, is there, like, Toei's cheap, but they can grab 2 different voice actors to play 2 different characters. So is there a reason they have the same voice? Like, is Bear Kuma just the Gozyuger in a different mode or something like that? but like he can wield both at the same time. So like, I guess the knuckle isn't him in there. So I guess my assumption is that he is the Bearkuma, and that's like a small version he can create of himself, I guess. I don't know. It's a little interesting aspect, I think, that adds a couple things, because it kind of makes him different from the other Rangers as well, besides everything else that makes him different. He has his own special weapon, but this one's alive. So very excited for the next entry of Gozyuger and everything to come soon. We've gotten a few other things that I won't talk about now because it's kind of not relevant to what's next, but I'll probably talk about it when that happens. So if you want to see that, make sure you subscribe to the channel for all of my upcoming Gozyuger short reviews and theories and whatever this is, and I hope to see you next time.